watching this video, you're probably interested in ant keeping, but you don't have the knowledge to look after a growing colony or queen ant. Well, you're in luck, because in today's video I'll be showing you how to do so. The key aspect of ant keeping is patience. More times than one, I've heard stories of people giving up on ants because they were just impatient with them. Founding a colony can be a difficult task without the proper guidance, and just the sheer amount of time it takes for a queen to raise eggs to workers is 3 to 6 months, maybe even more. And even then, it can take lots of time and effort to catch a queen ant. And that's the first subject of this video: how to find and catch a queen ant. The best time to catch a queen ant is in the summer and spring months. First, the queen and male elates, more commonly known as flying ants, go on their nuptial flights, usually on a hot day after a rainstorm or otherwise wet weather. The term nuptial flight refers to the elates mating in giant clouds of ants. After that, the male drone ants will die and the queens will drop to the ground and break off their wings. Then, look for a good place to found a nest. But this is the stage you catch them in. But how do you catch them without squishing or otherwise hurting their delicate bodies?
Your test tube like this, so you can cup your hand over the queen ant. She will run towards the light, which also in turn means she will run into the test tube. So I'm going to try it on a green ant and see if it works. As you can see, it's worked with the green ant, so it'll work with pretty much all queen ants. So if you try to catch a queen by trying to cup the test tube over them like that, you could risk squishing them, and then they would be too hurt to lay eggs.
Number 2. How to raise a queen ant. So now that you've safely caught a queen ant or two, how do you raise it until it has workers? In most cases, it's pretty easy, with most species of ants surviving on their wing muscle tissue that they turn into a nutritional soup. So most of the time, you don't even need to feed them until she gets workers, which she then will run out of soup and you'll need to feed her and her daughters regularly. But remember to give them a water source. Ants can survive without food for a while, but they need a drink every day. So I'll teach you how to make a proper founding setup. First, get a glass or a plastic test tube and fill it halfway with water. Then, with tweezers or some sort of long object or a stick, push a cotton bud into the test tube, enough so the cotton bud is completely saturated. Then you can put your queen in there. Three, Semi-Claustral Queens. Two examples of semi-claustral queens are spiny ants or polyrachis queens, and bull ants or myrmica queens. Most species of ants have claustral queens, meaning that the queen stays with her eggs and never leaves the founding chamber at any point in the founding stage, and survives off her wing muscles. But some species are semi-claustral, meaning they'll go out and hunt for food in the founding stages. It can be difficult to successfully found a colony from these ants. In multiple ways, actually. The first way is people believing they're like most ants and don't need to be fed until workers arrive, and they therefore starve. And the second way is people catching a queen who already has eggs and was just out hunting. The queen will refuse to lay eggs and look after them if she does, and will constantly try and escape and get back to her original eggs. The third and final way is that they're just a hard ant to keep sometimes, and can just be very picky with food, building materials, and etc. 4. How to safely raise and care for a growing ant colony. Remember, these are untrained and wild animals. Their instincts tell them what to do. I've heard stories and experienced problems of my own with mold and bacteria. killing or even seriously hurting the queens and colonies that are in captivity, because the ants are used to living outside in the dirt. They will just dump their poop, waste and dead bodies in specific spots for the soil creatures to dispose of. So most of the time in captivity, mold would grow on the leftover ant food and waste. So remember to regularly clean your setups and giving the ants the new and cleaner options for a housing space every now and then. You can also buy some isopods or springtails who will eat and clean up any ant waste. I would recommend to feed your ants every 3 days and leave food in there for 2, so mold doesn't grow and hurt your colony. I also advise cleaning areas where ants dump their garbage regularly. So remember, ants need sugar, but protein is essential as well. Protein can help the queen lay more eggs and for the eggs and larvae to grow and hatch faster. Some ants also need protein for their larvae to spin a cocoon, so give them a dead bug every now and then. Number 6. Have fun, not conflict. It's not all daunting and difficult. It's actually really rewarding to watch your colony grow and thrive, and just to watch them go about their daily activities. But one rule, never, I mean never, war your colonies. It's just not fair or just to sacrifice innocent lives in bloodshed for your own amusement. If you liked the video, please consider liking, subscribing and sharing the video to support me and my creepy crawlies and help give this channel the boost it needs.